I recently shared how to use dingbats to create a strawberry shirt. In fact, this is the shirt. I shared about using dingbats in Silhouette Studio to create custom and customize a shirt or design using I guess that one has 36 images in it, and how you could use that. And I had some questions about how to do this in Cricut, so I thought I would share how I did this shirt. This shirt I did using my Doodle Heart Dingbat set. I will say there is a difference that in Silhouette, you can purchase the dingbats and use them within the software. Within Silhouette Design Store, they can be purchased directly from there. I also sell my dingbats in my Etsy shop, which I will put links to that below. And that is how you would have to use them in Cricut, because they are not available in the Cricut Design Store. I am a Cricut contributing artist. However, I cannot add fonts, and I can't add fonts and dingbats to the Cricut store like I can in Silhouette. So I'm going to show you what I do. What is available in Cricut is I have each of these as an expanded as a separate image. There are 26 different hearts, and so they are available that you could mix and match the separate images. If you did not want to purchase the dingbat set, you can find the designs, and I believe I had this set up as a complete design in itself, or an image in itself that you could utilize. But I will show you how, if you purchase a dingbat set, how you can utilize the dingbats in Cricut. In order to use dingbats on Cricut, you do need to have them installed onto your computer before opening the Cricut software. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually just going to go text and look, I most recently pulled up the strawberry ones, but I am going to show you that if I highlight this and I go into here, and you can see that I've selected system. So it's going to search on my own system and see, I believe it is called Doodle Hearts is what it comes up as. And now that I've got that over here, I'm going to go ahead and change my font size to 200. It just makes it nice and large so that I can see real well. I can change the size later. I'm going to highlight everything, and I'm going to just type out the alphabet. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. And now they are all there. Just for visual purposes, I'm going to change them to red because they're hearts. As you can see, you can do this in multiple ways. You could actually, with the dingbat set, you get all of these, so you could use this. You could use these all the same. The way I did this is I will show you, but I will show you a couple options. All right, so now what I'm going to do, now that they're highlighted, I am going to select Advanced and ungroup letters. And now each one of these is separate. So if I want to, like if I wanted to do rainbow, I could do, let's see, my shirt has 4 by 4, so there's 16. So if I wanted to just keep them in this order and change the colors just to get an idea of what it's going to look like, I can do that. I'm just literally picking colors that are already on here, but you could pick whatever colors you want to use. You could continue and you could do this the same concept with all the hearts being different and in rainbow order. As simple as that. What I actually did for this one is Z, actually. I made these all 2 inches, so at the widest point I made it 2 inches. Very easily take this one heart, cut it out in every color that you wanted, and just keep repeating it that way. I like to get the visual before I start cutting. So which is why I set up my different colors. I'm just copying and pasting. And then, so if I started with red and then I went to pink, I've got multiple shades of pink actually. So if I want to get the visual of pinks, I can pick different pinks here. You can utilize the advanced options down here to change it up a bit. And then just to give the visual of the colors that I went with. I'm looking down at the shirt as I do this to show you. But you get the idea. I laid everything out this way so that I could get the visual of the colors that I wanted to use conceptually before I started. I like to see, I like to give myself a visual before I complete the project to get a better idea of how it's going to go together. And the other reason that I like to do this is once I selected the approximate colors that I liked, I wanted to remember the order that I wanted them in. So I look back at the screen when I'm doing my heat pressing so that I can see that I get things in the right order. So I'm going to, now that you see how this is done, and like I said, it'd be fun to do the same concept with all the different colors and using the different hearts. You could do them all the same. You can use so much flexibility with a dingbat set, and that's really what I wanted to show you. So now I'm going to show you how to press this and put this all together. Once all my hearts were cut, I used an L square and another straight edge to make sure that I was lining up the hearts equally. Once I had my first row in place, I started positioning the second row and following along, keeping this as equal as possible. I used some heat tape to make sure everything stayed in place and pressed for 15 seconds according to the instructions on my vinyl. Then I was ready to remove the transfer tape, and I was keeping in mind that my purple was a cool peel, so I had to do that one last.
and I gave it a final press.
So you can see that dingbats are really versatile and can be used in multiple types of cutting machines. There's just a little bit of variation into how you have to use them. And I want to show you one of the things that I think is really great is aside from keeping a bin of my scraps that I drop my heat transfer vinyl scraps into after I cut things off, eventually I sort that. You wouldn't notice it from my messy craft room right now, but I just keep crafting. So eventually I sit down and I sort them, and I use a notebook that has clear pockets, and I sort by similar colors so that I can flip through and do projects like this where I'm using multiple colors, and it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy trying to use as many of my craft materials as possible, so I find it really fun when I can come up with a project that uses up scraps. I feel like it's a little bit of a freebie when all I had to do was buy a t-shirt, and everything else I already had. It doesn't cost me anything because it was in my it could have otherwise ended up in the trash. And so I just looked for pieces that weren't large enough and I cut them all out. And with Cricut, I will say, I do, for this type of thing, I use a strong grip mat, and the way I did it was I laid it out and I had all like 2.5 inch pieces of HTV, 2.5 inch square pieces of HTV. I forgot to take a picture. I laid it all out on 1 or 2 mats, and then was able to feed the mats into the machine instead of doing this 16 different times for 16 different colors. So you can see that there is a lot of versatility in dingbats, and I really hope that you will try this, or maybe the strawberry project, or one of my other dingbat sets, and create something for yourself. And I'd love for you to tag me on Instagram and show me what you've created. Happy crafting!
Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe so you don't miss the next project. Want even more crafty fun? Head over to HarperNCo, where you can sign up to get 5 days of free downloads. It's my treat to you.